Hey, what's up guys? JG, Garza Gang Adventures, and as always, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a couple minutes to talk about radios and sound systems for your side-by-side, or more specifically, our new CanAm Maverick X3. Super easy to get intimidated when you start shopping for radios because the price literally varies anywhere from a couple $100 to several thousand, depending on how crazy you want to get. I don't know about you guys, but I want quality, but I also want to keep as much money of mine in my own pocket rather than giving it away to companies. It was a couple things we were considering. I'm a big fan of the Fosgate setups. The stage one starts at like $800. My biggest reason I didn't go with that is where the Bluetooth unit mounts up is right where my tablet is mounted up. And for us, the tablet is the brain for everything. I just didn't want to give that up. The other thing I was, for a minute at least, considering was that CanAm factory audio roof. It just looks so awesome. The promo videos were so exciting. It looks cool until you look it up on the website and realize it's $3,000. So like I said before, I like quality, but I try to keep as much money in my pocket as possible. The other thing that led into our decision on what we went with was the time frame. I was super, kind of crunched on time. We were heading out for a trip to Hatfield and McCoy. I wanted to get the wife something to where she could listen to something. But I also didn't want to get something that I would later regret, like a sound bar. I know, and don't get me wrong, if you have a sound bar and you're happy with it, by all means, more power to you. I'm just not a fan. Sound bars are tempting because of their price point and ease of installation. I get that. For me, the drivers and the speakers on the actual sound bar, there just isn't enough physical space to produce the quality of sound that I'm after. Again, if you're happy with your sound bar, more power to you. I just never have been, and it's not something I've been interested in. So, with that being said, we had the time crunch. I didn't want a sound bar. What am I gonna put in this machine to, let the wife have some tunes and get us some tunes in the side-by-side? We ended up with a Swamp Donkey. I've had buddies that had the Swamp Donkeys in the past. If you guys aren't familiar, it's basically this little audio setup in a fiberglass box that you mount in your roof. Little on the pricey side, not necessarily cheap, but I do think it's a good bang for your buck. We got the base model, which was about $700. For $900, you can get the one that has the fancy RGB lights, but that's literally the only difference, and you're talking a $200 price increase. Again, I wasn't willing to pay that. So the Swamp Donkey roof setup is what we went with, and honestly, after the fact and after having it in the machine for about a month or so, I'm super, super happy with it. So I want to show you guys what I like about it, what I don't like about it, because there's definitely some things that could be better, whatever. But let's go over the Swamp Donkey roof setup for the CanAm Maverick X3, and you guys can form your own opinion and tell me what you think. Let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is installation. Installation on this thing is super, super easy. You got 4 clamps that are going to wrap around your factory cage, 2 towards the front, and then 2 over here that you can't really see. Basically wrap those around your factory cage right there, screw it into the cage. As soon as you are screwing into the box, the Swamp Donkey, as soon as that's done, all you got to do is route your power. For my machine, I routed it towards the back. Followed the factory cage, came down back there, and then tied in to the factory supplied power that's underneath that center console. You do have to remove the seat in order to accomplish that, but it's really not bad. I think start to finish it was about 45 minutes. Not bad at all. But that's not really why I like it. I like it because it's a radio, and it really sounds good. So Swamp Donkey decided to pair 4 Kicker 6.5-inch marine grade speakers with a Sony head unit that is tucked up behind that little Swamp Donkey cover plate. The first time you got to go to set up and link your Bluetooth, it is kind of a pain in the butt, but after you do that, every time you turn it on, all you're going to do is flip that factory switch. There'll be a minute or 2 delay, and then it just comes right up. Super, super easy. You just got to knock it out that first time. But back to the sound. I honestly think it sounds great. Let's fire this thing up and you can kind of judge. Now, I know the video is not going to do it justice. Keep in mind, this is just the 4 Kicker 6.5-inch speakers. We do not have a sub in this yet. So I'm going to flip that switch. that Sony head unit's gonna fire up, and we're gonna turn on our tablet. So there's that Gamma car launcher app that we run. And that's still coming from the tablet there. You'll hear it switch over to the speakers in just a minute. Or you should. There it goes. So this is the Gamma car launcher app. We have a whole nother video going over that if you guys are interested. It is a really good central app to run for your tablet on your side-by-side. We've got a link to our GPS, our backup camera, our music, and our rock lights. Super cool. You basically have assignable buttons, but we have a whole nother video going over that. If you guys are interested, I definitely encourage you to check it out. But that's it. That's our Swamp Donkey setup. Overall, I'm really super happy with it. That's all the pros. The only things that I would say I would complain about is I don't like how they didn't make that head unit a marine grade. They definitely could have. I get their thinking because it's covered behind that plastic cover, but still, I think that they could have made a marine grade. But other than that, I think that's it. It sounds great. It's a good bang for your buck. It's super easy to install. The other thing I didn't mention is it does also have 2 little dome lights in there, which is nice at nighttime. Other than that, that's it. Swamp Donkey radio, CanAm Maverick X3. So that's it, guys. That's our radio setup on our CanAm Maverick X3. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and until next time.